gotta button it, right? Oh, there we go. All right. Right, now we're in the office. Although I'm not wearing a collared shirt. But it'll have to make do. It'll have to make do. All right, we got dressed for the day. We got our tea. We're in the office. We've been here about an hour. Nobody else has shown up. Yes, by the way, this is the corporate G3 Iron skin that you guys can purchase that on the G3 Iron store. Yeah. Hey, why did 427 close? Did I close it? Did I do that, guys? It's locked! Alright, I don't like this. This game's scary. I'm not okay with this. Guys? That's my office! Narrator! Let me in my office, man. Stanley's office. I'm just gonna turn around and there's gonna be a guy standing there and I'm gonna flip out. Okay? I didn't even wear my adult diapers today. My office can't take that kind of mess. Carpet in my office. Ah. Open back up! 427. These lights are on, but the ones in my room weren't. This game is like a lab rat for people who overthink things. That's what this... We're gonna actually find out that I legitimately hear voices in my head today. That's what we're gonna find out. So, how did you find out that you were diagnosed with paranoia and schizophrenia? Well, I played the Stanley Parable on Twitch, and the G3 fam helped me figure it out. It was a really supportive environment. Okay, is that my actual dog, or is this in-game? I think that's my dog outside. Okay. Did Mrs. Draconis text me? What's real? What's real right now? Nope, she didn't Discord me. She didn't text me. I'm sweating bullets over here, and I haven't even made it to 470. Hey, is this one of you guys in chat that's doing... That's like a dark hallway. You guys see that? I don't know why I'm turning. Like, I can actually see around by moving my head and not moving the camera in a video game. But that's how immersed I am right now, in this very frustrating office simulator.
What were you thinking?
I don't know what I was thinking, letting the G3 community pick this game. That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't know. Oh, man. I mean, I got an achievement unlocked. Is that good, guys? Why are you so scared, Stanley? There's nothing to worry about? I mean, this seems like a very non-linear game, and I'm about as linear-minded as it gets. The only reason why I can put on my right shoe and tie it is because I've already put on my left shoe and tied it. Yes, which means I actually have someone else have to help me get the left shoe on first. Yes, that's the joke, people. I'm glad you put two and two together. Stanley was bemused by the pictures. Stanley? Life has no meaning. Why would a few pictures be any different? Just some thoughts out loud. Still saying iron? I mean, I want to know if this clock is accurate. Is the clock accurate? I thought we weren't playing Paperclips Unlimited because, or Immortal Paperclips or whatever, World of Paperclips Online. Like, we weren't playing that because we weren't just going to play an AFK clicking game. I just don't know. Oh, that one sounded like it opened almost. Oops. What if the plants are aliens and they're watching us?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, so we've decided to go to our boss's office. Do not alter without consulting the whiteboard man. In classic office politics, if I walked into a room like this, and there was a line on this that said, do not alter without consulting, do you know the first thing I would do? What's the first thing you guys would do? I know what I would do. I'm gonna give you guys a second. If I legitimately walked into, in college, in my undergrad, in my master's program, in grade school, if I walk in and I see a whiteboard that says, do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager, I'm gonna do three things. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. First off, I'm gonna take this empty space up here and I'm gonna doodle what the whiteboard manager looks like. And I'm probably gonna draw him with some various colorful caricaturizations that may or may not be child appropriate. Then I'm going to erase the line that says, do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager. And then I'm going to draw an arrow from this list to the picture of said whiteboard manager. And underneath that arrow, it will say, look at Dum Dum. That's what I would do. One gym. We now have a gym. There's a gym in the office. Interesting. If there's a gym in the office, why don't we shoot some hoops? Hey! But this is me not crouching. This is me crouching. It's a pretty low crouch. Well, depending on how high the chairs are. And I guess that's a comment on perspectivism, right? Throw something in the ideas bin. See, over here I would write, no more ideas bin. That's my idea. Oh, no more bins! No more trash cans. Renaming the ideas can. Firing of me. Okay. I think it's funny that the ideas bin has the recycling symbol on it. I understand that there's a joke there because, well, maybe there's not a joke there. Maybe it's not supposed to be a joke because it's paper going into recycling. You can recycle paper. I get that. But something what's kind of interesting about this is it's the ideas bin, right? So we're just recycling old ideas. Please, no more stops. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Do not even. You guys saw that, right? You guys saw that. I did not just make that up. You guys saw that. For a split second, it said, stop, stop, please help, stop, stop, something. It was just like lines of text on that slide. Here's the paper. Can I get it? You can't jump. Achievement unlocked. I mean, I get it. I can't jump. I'm gonna still hit spacebar because I want to jump. What if the Stanley Parable is one of those games that like records all of your data and sends it back and compiles it and then they laugh at you? Let Chris out of the broom closet. I couldn't stand in the way of that door. Okay. That was kind of spooky that it came out like that.
The broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
If I don't, is the door just gonna lock me in there? I'm kind of scared. If I walk in there and I turn around, the door is gonna close on me and I'm gonna flip out. You can do this. Do not be freaked out by doors closing. So guys, I probably should have told you this before we started the stream today. I didn't realize there would be so many doors closing. Because of some events that happened earlier in my life, doors actually genuinely scare me. That might be a stupid thing to admit on Twitch, but that's a thing. Doors that open too quickly, doors that close too quickly, because of some stuff that happened to me earlier in life, doors can genuinely terrify me. There have been times where my kids have come out from around doors. There have been times where my kids have simply closed the door. And genuinely, my heart rate goes up. And it's not a panic attack. It's nothing like that. I've been able to work through a lot of that stuff. But there is a great sense of fear that builds up in me. So that's part of the reason why the doors are freaking me out. Doors, just in general, freak me out. So that doesn't mean we need to stop playing. I'm just letting you know. That's why, like, I'm profusely sweating over here in terror. Because doors generally can freak me out. Hold the expectation that the door is going to close.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
He's giving us a warning.
No reason to still be here.
Right? Okay, it's okay. I can open the door. This narrator guy's a bit cheeky. I'll give him that. At the moment, the broom closet. Guys, I like the broom closet ending. Do you guys like it? I like it. I like the broom closet ending. Now the door closed. Okay, I couldn't close the door. I walked past the door multiple times, and then I hear the door closing. Okay, thanks, game. What's the most terrifying experience you've ever had? The Stanley Parable, because it's filled with doors opening and closing. Let's just focus and move on to something else other than these creepy-ass doors. I'm sorry, creepy doors. Creepy doors. Sorry. Man, profanity's coming out early today. That only took me an hour to get profane here. Took 4 hours with Fall Guys. So I'm going to take a moment here. If you guys are just joining us, FYI, I am very much of the belief and the opinion that horror movies, true horror movies, not gore movies, not violent movies. I am of the opinion that true horror movies are movies which tap into your own fears. Okay? Those of you who have read 1984, there's going to be some spoilers here in this monologue. Those of you who have read 1984, you know that at one point in time, Big Brother's form of torture is to discover the protagonist's worst fear and then to unleash that worst fear upon them, essentially to make your nightmares actually come true. I am of the opinion that there are lots of things in life that can scare you, but that the things that are most scary to you are specifically tailored to you. You know most of all what scares you. You know what's at the root of your fear. You don't necessarily know how to overcome it. You just know that when you are frightened, it is this overwhelming urge, right? An overwhelming urge that oftentimes pushes everything else to the side. So, horror movies, horror stories, horror books, anything that is intended to scare you, truly is the most scary when it has the least amount of details put into it for everyone and the most amount of possible details allowed that your brain can supply. Because your brain knows what it's scared of. So, oftentimes, rather than really fleshing out and really detailing a spooky monster, at least in this hypothesis, in this G3 Irons approach to fear, the scariest stuff is not an actual monster that could jump out at you, is not an actual thing that could hurt you. It's not even a concept that exists, really. But rather, the thing that's truly the most frightening to you is allowing essentially a shadow or an after image or a concept to then become embodied and filled in the details of it, portrayed by your own fears. That's truly what's frightening. And so for me here today, as a short example, as a short aside, one of the things that's terrifying to me is opening and closing doors. Tons of opening and closing doors in this game. It's not scary because of the jump scare, it's scary because of actual things that I'm terrified of. So, it's nothing that the game designer has necessarily done, other than maybe to say, maybe their intention was to make the doors scary. I don't know. I haven't interviewed the designer of Stanley Parable. But the point being, for this particular game, because there's a lot of ominous doors opening without a whole lot of other action going on, I'm just assuming, hey, terrifying things happen near doors, and therefore there's lots of doors, therefore there will be terrifying things that happen. It's not necessarily rational, but again, that's my mind taking the shadow of what could be a monster, the shadow of what could be a frightening thing, and giving it full-on body, details, and apparent reality. Not actual reality, but apparent reality for me. It's apparent reality because my heart rate goes up, I start sweating bullets, I start getting more nervous in all of my gameplay and in my thoughts and in my decision making. Everything that I begin doing then becomes fearful. Precisely because, not because there's some massive demon that's spooky or something that's actually on the screen, or a werewolf or a vampire. Insert whatever monster it is that you'd like to, assume would be the traditional concept of a frightful, fearful thing. It's not that. There are frightful, fearful things, but the thing that is the most scary is what our own minds can create and then fill in the details. That's why this thing is terrifying to me. Is because this is letting my mind run with things. This whole game is.
Dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes, I'm a protagonist. Well, not me, Stanley. Even though Stanley died in the closet and I'm player number 2. But yes, I'm the fearful protagonist. No, wait, fearless protagonist. Yes. Haha. Towards a long hallway. Warning: do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. What if I do it?
But in his eagerness to
Oh gosh,
he's
okay.
in control of the story,
Woo!
no one gets to tell him what to do. Stanley left from the platform and plunged.
Okay, you can fall, so you can't jump, but you can fall. Nice jump
I'm
scare.
trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Creepy mannequin, creepy. No, you can go do whatever you want, man.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh snap! Guys, now I'm scared. It's a game about choices, about free will versus fate, about pushing boundaries. It's an experience powered by a game engine. Yes, Willie, I'm with you. That is more of how I would describe it. Yeah, I think that's great. I think as an experience, it does make you think about stuff. I think you're right, as an experience. I'm just not sure I would qualify or define the experience as a game. I think. Does death have its own credit screen? Willie, that's a great point, but I wouldn't say that life is a game. Therefore, when life ends, it's not the end of a game, so it doesn't have to have a credit screen. But that Totok says, I think he recognizes it as a game, just a terrible one. Are we talking about paper clips? Yeah, see, okay, so let's take paper clips, for example, right? So let's take paper clips, for example. Paper clips has got a clear goal. Get more paper clips, right? You might even say it's competitive. Have more paper clips than social. Have more paper clips than your friends, or have more paper clips than your rivals, right? It's got clear rules. This is how you go about acquiring more paper clips. It's got a feedback system. That's what the entire UI is of the paperclip game, is giving you feedback about how you're progressing on the rules and the goal. And then voluntary participation. You have to volunteer in order to participate in the game. Siberia says, so Animal Crossing isn't a game either by this definition. What's the goal? Yeah, I think there are a lot of things that are categorized as games that aren't necessarily games. I do think that. I would hold to that position. That doesn't mean that it's bad. Guys, ladies and gentlemen of the G3 family, please don't take this as an assault or an affront to games. I think there are brilliant things in an experience, and there might be games within an experience, but that doesn't make the entire experience. Somebody, I forget which one of you in chat already made this argument, but somebody said, hey, Iron, did you have fun playing the Stanley Principle? Then it's a game. And yes, I would say for that first arc, until I got to the end where we walked out into the sunlight, yes, I would say that was fun. And having fun was the goal, and streaming and hanging out with you guys. Honestly, again, I like hanging out with you guys and chatting about games and playing games together. So that, to me, that's always fun. Aw, should that be a cheesy moment? Should that be a cheesy moment? Should we all say cheese? Like, that might be a cheesy moment, but that's true. I enjoy talking about games. I enjoy hanging out with you all. I appreciate the camaraderie. I enjoy the social aspect of our community. I enjoy having these sorts of discussions with people. Not just with myself, but with you. Right? But that doesn't mean it's also not a game. It can be both. It can be both of these things. They're not mutually exclusive. And that's what I'm aiming for here with this bubble. That's what I'm aiming for here with this whole... Whoops, wrong bubble type. That's what I'm aiming for with this whole discussion here. That the Stanley Parable is an experience and there's a game inside it. But the whole thing is an experience. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming and hanging out while we experienced the Stanley Parable, for all of its game, and for all of its art, and for all of its philosophy. I'm very glad that we did get to play this game, that we did get to enjoy this experience, and that we got to have this together as a shared experience of a game all together here on Twitch. I'm enjoying streaming. I hope you guys are enjoying hanging out while we all stream and while we all chat together. Hopefully this is a break for you from all of the other stuff that exists in the world. I woke up today and Mrs. Draconis and I had 2 or 3 different discussions that were just very heavy right away as soon as the day started. And there's just a lot of heavy stuff going on right now in the world. And so my goal for everything that we do here, streaming or over on YouTube, just having a good time, pumping out discussion videos on PoE or doing stream highlights, is always about giving us a break. Giving us a break from the heavy stuff that is in the world, and hopefully just taking some time to enjoy some games, to enjoy one another's company, and to enjoy some laughs. So hopefully that's something that you've been able to do here today with us on stream. I mean that sincerely. And so for me and for my family and for all of us here at G3 headquarters, this is G3 Iron signing off and wishing that a Mirror of Calandra, or whatever is the equivalent, drops for you today.